Hey, yo, Ray, you remember the record?
What are you talking about? You remember, man, I do a certain thing that kind of makes my memory all wick-wack sometimes.
Yeah. I'm talking about Rest in Piss by Brotha Lynch.
EBK every day, all day, to the day I die. You know,
Hell yeah. What's up, Cornerstoners? My name is Johnny Warbucks, and I'm here with Kalishnikov. Red. Yes, welcome to our milestone 25th installment of Remember the Record. 25 episodes, man. A quarter of a year, man. A century.
It feels like 5 years.
Man, we've been at it, man. Yo, today we're talking about the underground hit classic Rest in Piss, which was first released back on February 28th, 1995.
1995.
Yo, yeah, that was the year. But before we talk about any of that, we do need to do a little bit of housekeeping over here to give them even more reasons to keep trying to steal our podcast money and give a couple of quick shout-outs. All right, starting off with our promotions. Please follow us at Remember the Record on Instagram and leave comments there, or our other social media pages to have your comments and questions read on future shows. All right?
Yes, sir.
Follow Remember the Record podcast on your favorite streaming platform. We need help seeing more followers, comments, ratings, and reviews on those platforms, so please do so if you haven't already, and if you like this content and want to see more of it.
I appreciate the comments you've already put down.
Yeah, we've been getting a lot of good ones. We got a lot of good ones this one right here. Yeah, we got some good ones right here, man, for sure. Follow the Rappers Corner podcast on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, X, TikTok. We're everywhere, baby.
Everywhere.
And as far as like podcast news, once again, we are still repping that dopamine episode from the Rappers Corner. We're in the process of trying to lock down our October episode.
We got like 4 or 5 people that are kind of like in the lineup right now, but we're trying to lock one down.
Yeah. We're either waiting on responses back or just trying to line the date up. But we got another episode of the Rappers Corner coming up. It'll be on YouTube soon. Remember the Record? It's October. This is Halloween-themed records this month, right? We've done this every year.
Just because it is what it is. We're not doing it, but
Wasn't that the first one we did? Yeah. Halloween fell on the weekend. Yes, sir. So this one as well. We're also gonna do an episode with a record from Necro, 3-6 Mafia, and DMX this year. Yeah. We got some good stuff out here. We're gonna do some shout outs, man. So like I said earlier, we do ask that y'all, we post on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all over, whatever episode we're gonna do. Yeah, and we'll leave a comment.
A little previews.
Yeah, and then we say leave a comment, and if we like the comment, we rock with it. We'll read it on the show.
Yeah, man.
And we got a couple of them. There's this cool cat on TikTok. He responded to Johnny Warbucks' TikTok.
He's a cool cat, though.
He's cool. He's cool, man. He's cool, dude. This cat Rockman got him. Rockman got him. Got him. So it's RAWKMAN, and then it's got him. GOTEM. He's man. All day, every day, to the day I die.
Yes, sir, man. That's my little.
That's the bar that he just dropped.
I love that shit, man.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, like, we're gonna get into all of it, but you're right. That flow.
That flow.
Yo. All right. So DJ Michael Mayhem. If you haven't checked out DJ Michael Mayhem, you can hear all of his stuff on TikTok. Back in 1996 was when I first heard The Sickness. And was an immediate fan. Clap emoji.
Yeah, I mean, that's 96. What? That came out 95. So basically.
So that's right around the time Tupac died. This is when West Coast gangster rap was like, and it's like prime.
Funny note about that, but we'll get on to that.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about all this stuff for real. But we appreciate the comment, man. Also TikTok, Devo. It's like Dino, DINO, and then DVO. Rest in Piss. This came out when I was in high school and was underrated. This whole album fire.
Well, him in general, he's underrated.
That's what I'm saying, man. He's an independent artist, like basically day one. And we're gonna cut into it for sure. But you're absolutely right, man. Honestly, same as us. He's cat same age as us. High school, and it was when we first heard him too. And Yeah, man, definitely it was like one that people didn't check or talk about.
It was like middle school,
I mean, like, yeah.
Well, see, our middle school was in our high school, so when we say high school, that's like the whole, like, what is that, 10 years, 8 years?
Yeah, it's 8 to graduation. Yeah. TYB Dinero 47. That's TYB Dinero 47. Used to bump this 5 deep and a 2-door Ranger when I was 15, bro.
That sounds a lot like us.
That sounds a lot like us, bro. Like, we used to roll like, dude, and we would listen to stuff. It's definitely like this, like Midwest and this gangster shit. Like, this was like our element. Like, that's, Lord knows what we were driving in, man. We can't remember. We were a little like, we were out of it back then. My man got the name Jake on TikTok. No, Jake 01. He is the
just straight up.
He is the Jake.
Damn, Jake. Damn.
Yeah. Man, props, Jake. OG Jake. And Jake says he's gonna pull the Dickies out of retirement.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yo, Sacramento, Cali. Yo, dang shit, man. Yo, gotta run the Dickies, man. I'm gonna say the top shelf common award though has to go to my man Gutta Kane 318. Gutta Kane 318. That's GUTTACAINE 318. He responded directly to the Remember the Record Instagram page.
Okay.
All right.
Well, thanks for checking us out, man.
Thanks for checking us out. He's got some dope content. He's doing podcasts and interviews as well, kind of similar like what we do with the Rappers Corner.
Well, look into it. No promises, but we made them collab sometime.
That would be dope. Dude, yo, he's got energy. He's dope. He's dope cat for sure. But listen to this comment. He says, this album is truly an overlooked gem in hip-hop history. Its rawness, consistency shines through, with Brotha Lynch handling all production, engineering, and mastering independently, resulting in a remarkably original work. I believe Rest in Piss would have made a stronger opening track than Sick Made, and overall, it's a solid project and undoubtedly a classic in the horrorcore genre.
I mean, that just covers it.
That covers it all, bro.
Like, I mad props to that comment. I love because I feel you on everything you said right there, man.
Yeah, like, including like that intro, like if it opened with Rest in Piss, I think that would have been solid. I mean, I like Sick
Rest in Piss is the reason why I got into it.
Hell yeah!
Like, so, you know, like, I feel you 1,000%. No, great comment. Really dug that, man. Really dig all these, but, you know.
Always appreciate the comments, but definitely big shout out to Gutta Kane 318 today.
Yeah, man.
Nothing but love. We appreciate that so much, man. So we're going to go ahead and break it down now, man. We're going to get into the stats, all right?
Yes, sir.
So flip the script and let's get into the stats. We're going to start off. That's right, man. This is Rest in Piss by Brotha Lynch Hung. That's Kevin Mann. Born January 10th, 1969. Nice. Sacramento, California. The year recorded was 1994. There was no single release. This man did it all basically on his own.
Yeah, man.
First album release was Season of the Sickness. That was February 28th, 1995, as stated earlier. Recorded at Inharmonic Studio. All right. Local Sacramento studio. You're talking about cats like X-Rated, E40, and Be Legit as the Southwest Riders. D-Vision, who's another underground cat I mess with. It was founded by John Bassi Galuppi, and it closed in 98, and then was reopened as the Hangar Studios in 99. And so the Hangar Studios has been there since that. Label released is Black Market Records. It's an independent acts. I mean, honestly, dude, there's like 30 acts that I didn't know. I didn't know any of them. Gangsta Nip, Sibo, Keep This Sneak, Gangsta Dre, X-Rated. Those were the cats I knew. Priority, of course, distributed through Priority.
Priority Records. Yeah, there you go, another one.
There you go. That's how he. That's why we know who it is. But shout out to Black Market. Produced by Brotha Lynch Hung.
Yeah, man.
Written by Brotha Lynch Hung.
BLH, man. BLH.
No samples. This is his work. This is his original work. Yeah. Length is 4 minutes and 42 seconds. Okay? And it does actually have some certifications for somebody who did this on his own.
Really?
Check this out. The album went platinum independently May 7th, 2017. Just his own shit, just his own network.
Props, man. Like that's on point because you were going against
platinum artist.
You was going against Ice Cube, Snoop Dogg,
the monster, the machine.
Yeah, like
I mean, y'all are dope. And I'm not saying you're part of the system like that. Like I'm like more like Rage Against the Machine.
No, but it is what.
But you know what I'm saying? Like those are big dollars.
Those are like the West Coast gods.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It took them to 2017 from 95.
Yeah, but I mean, okay.
But it's a platinum record.
That's what I'm saying.
With nobody else doing it. Like that's just his shit. On the charts, he actually placed. So, which is interesting because he's independent artist. You know, down the line here, we're probably not going to see that as often with some of these other cats. But charts, number 13, Billboard Heat Seekers chart, 26 on the top R&B hip hop albums chart, and he hit number 163. He made it. 163 on the Billboard 200. So he's a top 200. Top 200. Top 200.
Yeah, man.
You on the chart.
That's more than I even knew.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so
I'm not throwing no shade with that. I'm saying I'm just saying. Yeah. Like I mean, for an independent artist,
it takes a lot.
I would be
in the 200. That's what I'm saying.
I'd be floored if I was 200.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Because I'm on the list.
Yeah.
That everybody's and go platinum without
nothing.
Without that machine moving in.
That he had
it's his network.
His skill.
His skill. And his own distribution technique, like his hustle. So we're gonna get into a couple of side notes just to add on to the story before we start chopping it up. Look, let's say BLH. Let's say BLH, and I was looking at it like, boy, black. Brotha Lynch is a former 24 guard and block double C Crip, and you can hear those references to the gang throughout.
Yeah,
including this song, The Hook.
Yeah.
He's Agent 00.
Yeah. Yeah,
the
bro. Yeah, I mean that he reps his set hard.
He reps his set hard.
With that West Coast sound.
No, so okay, so Brotha Lynch wrote, recorded, produced, mastered, mixed the whole album, 1994, and then self-coined that horrorcore genre. Now wait a minute.
See, so okay, this is an interesting thing here.
Yeah,
because. Like I did my own research on this.
He's credited as the originator of the horrorcore genre.
Right. And okay, a lot of people may recognize that genre as horrorcore, but in his whole thing, he had called it something completely different, and he just goes ahead and he's like, "Well, I'll accept it. I'll accept the title here."
Yeah, sure,
you know what I mean? But like in his eyes, he was all more like, I'm not really trying to have that be that guy, and also like in the interview he was like saying how like at the beginning he had his face on the album, but then like he like realized that like maybe not, because he wants to go to Walmart and like buy stuff without having people be like, oh shit, there's fucking Brotha Lynch. So he was always low key, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But he accepts it, but he just doesn't consider himself that. But I consider himself
for 100%.
And then this is like the math, because 3 6 Mafia comes a little bit after he does.
Esham comes a little bit after. Yes. Grave Diggers comes a little bit after. Ghetto Boys.
Yeah. So you have like he's. That's why I say I agree with that title, but he goes for a different like whole.
Well, he has it more specified to who he is as an artist.
Yeah,
though. And 24 Garden.
Right,
like,
and if you hear his lyrics, you hear a lot of guts and nuts all over my chest.
Yeah.
So
rest in piss.
Right.
So Rip Gut, right?
Rip Gut. That's Rip what Gut. It is. So it's like that's how he views himself.
And I would even say like because he's given us this, like we understand that like it's unique to his sound, because horrorcore in this genre anyway. Goes a whole other direction, which we'll talk about in the next episode for sure.
Right. No, I mean, but this is the thing. I feel like
it's uniquely Brotha Lynch.
I feel like though, in everybody that does horrorcore is unique to their area.
Yeah, because they tend to have. It's almost like the word would be fetish, because they have fantasy and fetish.
Because you have like Tennessee sounds,
and you have the Midwest stuff,
right? And then you have Midwest, which sounds completely different. And then you have like California, which is him.
And I would say that like once you start talking about cats like who dabble in this, MC8, Spice One, cats like that, right? They have the sound.
See, it's funny because like one of my friends, Sir Puff, every time I would play the song, he'd be like, "Yo, that motherfucker reminds me of Snoop Dogg. Are you sure he's not Snoop Dogg?" And I never like.
It's because he's just got that smooth. Like,
but he does.
You know what I mean?
But Snoop, when he does the flip of the tongue,
oh, you're right.
like he does
You're
have
right.
like a little bit of that sound.
So put that get away, get your back. Why? Like you can hear it. I can hear it. Yeah.
So like I can see that, you know, and I can see Spice One having that because obviously like he's got that sound. E40, no, but
he's considered a part of the camp a little bit,
right?
Delivery wise, when he's not doing all the slang stuff and the funny the strange voices or whatever, whatever. I can't even mimic it. When he's like going,
it's got that kind of
that bounce,
right? And this is again going back to Sacramento, West Coast, because he's from Sacramento.
Yeah. You got the Bay Area,
right? You have the Bay Area, and again, like it's just California is really interesting to me, man.
I agree with you, man.
Because like even take the Bay Area, right? You have like Farside, who doesn't sound anything like Spice One. It doesn't sound anything, and Spice One sounds sort of like Brotha Lynch, but then you have like brown, lighter shade of brown, which sound nothing. They have like Kid Fry, so it's like so like, you know what I mean? Like it just regions of where you're at.
I agree with you, man.
But,
I agree with you.
But I mean, Brotha Lynch, like to me, like he's the OG. You know what I mean? Like
obviously, I caught him after because he wasn't as well distributed. So like a lot of our heads weren't checking for him. They were checking for 3 6 Mafia, Bone Thugs and Harmony. And then once Bone got big, it was all of those Bone clones, but they are original in their own rights, like cats like Twisted Do or Die, Crucial Conflict. I know a lot of heads are gonna be like, motherfucker, they ain't Bone clones, and I don't think they are.
I don't think they are, but
I'm just saying that's when the beefs were going.
That sound.
Because 3 6 wasn't like Bone either, but
that sound was there.
You know what I mean. So like, and back then it wasn't like no internet. There wasn't a whole lot of like travel. Heads were doing their shit local.
Yeah.
And so when they were like, people biting styles, it's just coincidence.
Yeah, and again, regional. Like you look at all of Texas, like you see the chop and screw. It's like pretty much
just in that site.
The West Coast, like it's the sound. It's interesting because like, are we getting into this?
I mean, we're gonna when we go back to this, man. The side notes is let's talk about it.
Okay.
We talking about it, man, because I still got some stuff to add, but we chopping it up.
Well, I'm just saying because like I would rather you finish what you're saying and then I would go into it because I was gonna go with like how I started listening to it.
Okay. Hold on. So let's get a couple more fun facts in here. Then at this time, the album was dedicated to Cue Ball, as stated in the album booklet. Brotha Lynch's cousin, who was murdered around the time of the album's creation. Right. The song "Liquor Sick" touches on subjects of dealing with his death and retaliation. All right. In September 1996, Joseph Edward Bubba Gallegos, an 18-year-old. Yeah, my bad.
It's all good.
My bad.
It's all good.
It's just that ignorant.
It's Gallegos, but yeah.
My bad. I don't know. I don't know. He's an 18-year-old from Boyfield, Colorado. All right. He killed his roommates after ingesting methamphetamine and listening repeatedly to "Loke to the Brain," a song from this album, right?
No way, you're missing a little spot there. He shot his roommates, but he also shot his girl.
Oh, word.
And that's the reason. It was because of his girl. Like,
word.
Yeah, so like he goes, this is where it gets crazy. So he like does the roommate thing.
Yeah.
Takes one of the roommate's cars, goes to the girl's school, goes inside the school. The girls all like, get off of me, trying to get away. She goes inside her class. This guy goes inside her class.
Oh my
takes
God.
the 3 hostages or 2 other kids. So in total, there were 3 people that he took hostage. He had a standoff with the police. The police, like, he had left, exchanged one of the hostages for a 6-pack of like coke or something. And when he opened the window, a sniper took him out right in his like larynx and blew him out. Yeah, and allegedly he was wearing that he had taped to his chest the sickness, like that album.
Oh man. Okay,
yeah, so then he gets blamed.
Right.
Brotha Lynch gets blamed, and he's all like, he actually goes to a talk show, And in the talk show, he's with his manager, and the talk show guy, he's all like grilling him about this whole thing.
Yeah.
And he was all like, nah, man, like, you know, it's not my thing. But he got so upset that, like, they were blaming him for something that was horrible like that he had nothing to do, that he kind of like blocked that out of his mind. So he was just like, that's not even important to me anymore. Like, I don't even care. Like, because in the interview, they tried bringing him up, and he's like, nah, I stopped listening to that. I stopped following the story, like, as soon as that show finished. My manager, on the other hand, he might have followed the story, but I stopped because I was just pissed off. So that's how that whole thing goes down. At the same time, you have Ice-T.
Yeah.
And you have
Cop Killer and all that.
Somebody else, Tupac. There was like some.
He had a
Yeah. So this is the same time. This is that whole, you know.
So gangster rap is poisoning our youth and all that.
Yeah.
So I will say, this is, let's talk about it at this point, but like I will say about that, right? Like, look, it's no denying that the cinema or entertainment or art that we digest.
Hold up. Why are we bringing this up though? Because of that connection with him.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. No, go on. Sorry,
that's what I'm saying, because this is important to hear. I think, man. I think that there's particularly back then, man, and there's probably still a lot of people today, right? You know, that blame these artists for, you know, poisoning our youth, right? But the reality is this, man. Like, there's no denying that there's influence. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have bleached my hair if it wasn't for Eminem. We wouldn't have probably been kicking back, drinking 40s.
Yeah.
You know, we would have been
smoking blunts, drinking 40s.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be real about it. We would have been drinking, like, you know, Bold Rock and joints or whatever, right? Like, we were smoking blunts and drinking 40s. Yeah. And I had the bleached hair and all that crap, man. You know, I was rocking Timberlands, Adidas, all that stuff. You know, we got into stupid shit, but I think that maybe, like, you know, certain elements of songs or cinema will be like, we see something and it's like, it might inspire us to do certain things or act certain ways. But I 100% do not believe that it goes beyond that, because we as a people, as a human being, right, as a society at large, it's one thing. But as an individual, I have a moral compass. I played Doom growing up, the same as those guys from Columbine. I played it too. I listened to Metallica and all that stuff, same as them. I never went to the school and lit it up because I fucking know that's not the way to do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that, yeah, there's a lot of people who are easily influenced by things. And again, dyed the hair, started drinking and stuff. I mean, I didn't start drinking because of the hip hop music, right? Or movies, right? I got into drinking because of the people around me and the environment I was in, right? I chose to drink a 40. I chose to drink the Seagrams and the Tanqueray because, like, that's what was Hennessy, right? OE, right? You know what I'm saying? Like St. Ides. Like, I picked those out because that's what was there. But they weren't the ones that led me to drink. It was my environment, the people around me, right? So to a degree, yes, there's influence. But as far as, is it the thing that's poisoning our people? No.
See, no. I think
moral compasses, what's happening inside the household, you know.
I think this brings up a little philosophical question. Sorry to stray, but you know,
that's how these go, though.
So it's like, does the moral compass of humanity, of society, change every decade? Does it evolve? Does it devolve?
I think it evolves.
Wait, hold on. Before you get to the evolve part, so keep in mind, like, 10 years ago, weed would get you locked up and put in jail, and there was like, oh my God, the weed is the same as crystal meth in the eyes of many people, right? So now weed is in certain states legalized, and it's not the same as crystal meth. So the moral compass changes. So, like, if you take, for instance, the 1950s, right? Like, you have a person that's got, like, born, like, with some kind of, like, disability
spectrum,
right? On the spectrum, and he goes out and kills people, right? And he goes to jail. I feel like, if you look at, like, how the demographics were in the 1950s, everybody would be like, put him to death. that would be death row would be like, okay, that's fine, cool, let's go.
Yeah, he broke it and burned it down.
But as time progresses, right? Like you have like in the 1980s, because they ran this test.
Yeah.
In the 1980s, you have the same kind of crime committed by the same type of person with a mental disease, and they're like, oh no, maybe we should seek psychiatry or some kind of help before we kill them, right? Or that'd be the alternative, right? Or keep them in an insane asylum instead of prison, right?
Try to rehabilitate.
So now the moral compass changes.
Yeah.
So I feel that like, because if he, in Brotha Lynch's interviews, like he was like, when I was growing up, it was the rap. If you had beef with somebody, it was battle, and when you came hard, and that was it. But today, people are shooting each other over a battle.
That's true. We've seen it.
So again, the moral compass switched. Like I feel like the psychology of the society changes like every decade, and you see the changes, and you're like, all right, well, at one point this was correct. At this point, just think about all the social active movements that are happening right now.
Yeah.
The alphabet, right? Like,
yeah.
10, 20 years ago, that wasn't happening. You know what I mean? Like
they weren't talking about it. They're making fun of it, or they were
right.
They were murdering.
Now it's not that they're not. There's still a lot of people that are not about it, but there's more of an acceptance in society. So therefore, again, the political or the social, like moral, ethical things change. So I don't know if it evolves or devolves. I think it's always changing.
That's why I say it evolves. I didn't mean it's like growing into something necessarily different, but like
changing.
It's always changing.
Yeah. So
whether it's going up or it's going down, forwards, backwards,
even look at
small,
music,
big, like
1950s, nobody would talk about what Brotha Lynch is talking about.
Absolutely not, man. He would be a Satanist and would have been burned, right? Like Salem's Lot out of it.
So it's interesting how society accepts something that was completely horrible and wrong to another society just 5 years ago. You know? And
obviously, there's no right answer to it. And if we were to open up a comment section chat about this right this second, the thing would be chaos.
It was jungle out there.
It would be chaos, man, because because it is a divisive and very volatile subject matter, and horrorcore in itself is going to evoke that stuff because that's the whole point of the genre. It's sort of like horror movies. Like when we watch slasher films, they are grotesque, violent, chauvinistic, perverted,
everything good in life.
All the fun stuff, right? All the fun things, murdering people,
blood everywhere. That's cool.
Just sex and drugs, and blood. Yeah, we love it, but I love it. Yes. Dripped on my face. Yeah, good stuff, right, Brotha Lynch? All I'm getting at, man, is that like
with nuts and guts in your stomach.
It's art in the sense that it's a reflection of society to an extreme. All right, it's shocking, and that's the whole point of it, is to grab your attention. But it still is sort of speaking on societal ills, right? Like in slasher films, the people who are getting killed are the people that are having sex, doing drugs.
They deserve to get killed.
Yeah, right. You have fun and you will die.
It's like you go into that
Jason
room.
will get you.
You go into that room. You deserve.
Well, no. If you got a killer in your house and you go upstairs, you deserve to die, bro.
Come on.
You deserve to die, bro. Like that's it, man. Yeah. And so, like, I think that that sort of thing is just it's an element of the entertainment of it, and you either watch it or you don't.
Well, it's art. I mean, it's
your interpretation of it,
because you have movies that are Bambi, but then you have movies that are like kids.
Yeah. Both of them are violent and family oriented, and it's kind of interesting, having that parallel. But they are very.
But art is art.
Art is art, one way or another, right? You know? So ultimately, man, I think that what happened with this kid is a tragedy. This was a person who was unstable. It wasn't Brotha Lynch, it was the dude that I can't pronounce his last name.
Gallegos. But this is where now you start. Okay, that's one. You're like, okay, that's fine. Okay, that's understandable. But then you have another artist within the same label that goes completely dark, completely psychotic, completely disgusting. He goes to jail, and he's also running with Brotha Lynch. So two of the cats that he originally was like doing a lot of songs with.
In the interviews, he says he never saw, heard, or knew anything about it, and he doesn't think anybody knew about it because he would have heard about it.
That's what he says, but then.
But it's also the entertainment. It's your boy.
Stop.
It's your boy. Like, I mean, maybe like he even says at one point, he's like, he was always a big pervert.
Well,
he was always super horny.
But the thing is, though,
like he made such light work of that.
But the thing is, the main guy, which is 6X666 or 666 Bounty, like he admitted. I mean, he said he's in his interviews. He's like, I want to come out. Because he's coming out 2024, 2025, if I remember correctly. I was like, damn.
This is happening soon.
So he's coming out and he wants to go back to the music industry, understanding that people wouldn't want to listen to him because of the ill shit he did. I'm not going to go into full detail, but let's just say bottom line, he sexually abused his own kid. And him and his girlfriend did. And both of them went to jail. And he was facing 400 years, but somehow it got reduced like 30-something years. So now he's coming out 2024, 2025. He's saying that he wants to come out and make music. And he understands
like gospel music.
Well, he understands that people wouldn't want to listen to him because of who he was. Because now he says that he has found Jesus Christ and that he was going to just rap about like what Jesus Christ did for him in jail and so on and so forth. Which is awesome if that's the true case, but a lot of people end up being like, well, that's kind of unforgivable what you did, and not to mention, why are you gonna believe you now? Because you're coming out, you want to start all over. I mean, who knows? But Brotha Lynch in the interview did say he don't believe it, and he would have known because they were like this, but. Yeah, come on. It is what it is.
Yeah, man. I think that there's hints out there. There's something that's giving you a heads up.
Yeah, and even the interview, the girl. So it's not like, oh well, it's just an alleged thing. You know what I mean? Like he's doing 30-something years for it. You know what I mean? Like,
and let me pose this question to the audience and something for you to think about while you're listening to this too.
Sorry, let me just go one last part of this. He did this because he was the most Satanist rapper in the group. Like
Brotha Lynch said that's where he got all the shit from. Was this dude, right?
Brotha Lynch, if you listen to
like
him,
he was like, you think I'm bad? Like he was the most extreme.
But if you listen to a lot,
he was the most shocking. His younger, his older stuff.
If you listen to most of like his Brotha Lynch's lyrics, he talks about atheism and atheists, and he's an atheist. That's what he says, and he even says. In like the beginning of the album, of the first album, I think it's the second album, but I'm not sure. He's talking to the devil, and he's all like, "Yeah, I'm with that atheistic shit," and then you have 6X with that devil shit. So he differentiates himself from that, and then it's like 3-6 Mafia,
right,
coalesces with this because. From what I gathered, not all 3-6 Mafia. I mean, they were all in the group, and not all of them were legit Satanists, except for like 2.
Right, and the other ones were either just fascinated with the cult, or
they were just afraid and they left.
Yeah.
According to
because like 3-6 Mafia used to be some 30-40 deep, right? It was some real stuff, man.
Yeah, so it was like Kupsanika, and it's my boy Scarecrow, the Lord Infamous. So those two were like the major guys, and they talk about how like they would do, like
rituals and the whole thing. Yeah.
So this coalesces with that 6X guy because he like talks about what he is doing. Both. Okay, this is also leads to another question. It's like, can courts use your lyrics against you?
Yeah, that's another one too. I don't think that should be allowed, man. Because listen, man, let's be honest. Like, but then there's like, where's the line drawn? Because if I'm sitting there talking about like,
and why is it just hip hop?
Why is it only hip? That's my real argument about it. Is that it's hip hop that is targeted, and that's why I got a problem with it.
Because there's a lot.
Because what about like politicians where they say something and it's quoted, and so therefore it's now gospel because they said it, right? So. Can that be used against them in the court of law?
It should. If we're going to use that for the rap, then we're.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that if we got to draw a line in the sand, then it needs to be level playing field.
It should, but see, I'm not for that as well because my lyrics would put me in.
And you have to think about like,
Like
defense lawyers and stuff. Like their whole job, like these guys are designed to paint you in a certain way, right?
I think that if you
took my lyrics, you could easily say a bunch of ill stuff about me.
Right, but the fact is you didn't commit the literal crime that you're talking about.
You know what I'm saying? Lyrics. Now, I hear what you're saying. Now, if you have committed a crime of reasonable similarity too.
I mean, literal, because he, what's his name?
Well, that's the difference. Is that Sick definitely did.
Not even Sick. The first guy, the other guy went to jail too. So both of them, rated X.
Yeah, X-rated.
X-rated. So he was caught. Literally, the court used his lyrics against him because he had talked about killing an older woman, and they went in there, all guns cocked, and killed an older woman. He said that like he described everything, and then he like did everything. The only thing that was different was that he was wearing a double suit in his song. He wasn't wearing a double suit in the act of the crime.
I mean, it was just a fantasy.
So at this point, I mean, if it's literal, okay, he's talking about using a Mossberg to shoot her, and he shot her with a Mossberg. It becomes a little suspect. But if you're talking in general terms, like, you know,
I guess what I was trying to debate there is the line of, like you said, if you commit the crime, like, look, when C. Murder got convicted for murder and his name's C. Murder, that's kind of tough. It's kind of tough to defend yourself. You know what I'm saying? But if me, Warbucks, gets arrested for a drug charge and they're like, he's a psychopath. You know, he doesn't need like the minimum charge. He needs to
just look at his lyrics.
Listen to what this guy says. I mean, look what he does with these drugs. He's out here. He can't wait to do this, that, or the other because listen to what he's saying here. You know, and so throw the book at him. You know what I mean?
Book of boys. No, and
I think that's where like
it becomes because like
touchy.
Public Enemy, Rage Against the Machine, Dead Press, Collision Copyright could all be put away for sedition.
Yeah,
if they listen to their lyrics, and judge us by our lyrics, which again isn't committing a crime. It's not at this point. It's free, free speech. So it becomes a really interesting part of like again morals and ethics because it's like, well, we're right. If a politician does, then should we hold it? Yes. If a rapper does, should we hold it? I mean, I
guess the difference is that when the politician is saying it, he's saying it on a political platform, whereas the musician is saying it from an artistic
and his own heart to his people.
To his. Well, I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying. Yeah,
like a politician is talking to everybody.
Yeah. But at the same time, the artist is also just it's music.
Yeah,
it's entertainment.
Yeah, because I mean, look,
if I'm a director of a horror movie where a bunch of people of hey, in the movie a black guy gets killed, a woman gets killed. This man is, a racist, sexist murderer. Look at his movies.
Look at his skin color.
And his skin color.
No, but
is that fair?
No, because then legal? All right, if we're talking about music and lyrics, then we'll go over skin color too. You see what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying, man. And definitely believe you me. That's why, like, when you were bringing up the weed thing, think about that because we're talking about the evolution of things, right? Like we decriminalized marijuana. There's a lot more homes that are still together today. You know what I mean? Because there was a skin color differentiation, and there is a skin color differentiation in the way certain cases get handled.
And then in a certain cases, like the lyrics will be used against them, which is, I don't know. I don't find it because again, if that's the case, then I'm locked up for the rest of my life. Like it ain't happening. No. You know what I mean? So
no, dude, I don't know. I think that this guy was already sick, and this guy wanted to represent something that he appreciated and loved, right? And so he was inspired by.
Well, he says that. I mean, yes. Well,
he was a fanatic. He was a fan.
The shit that he was talking about, the shit he was doing, but like what he says really like pushing him over the line was meth, crystal meth.
Yeah, he's high on drugs, and you can tell me that at that point he could have said Jesus Christ told him to do it.
Crystal meth. Crystal meth is crystal meth.
It's a hell of a drug,
it's
man.
Not weed, man. So like people do kind of lose it on crystal meth.
It's crazy.
So yeah, I mean, but going back to '94, so I'll tell you how I first heard Brotha Lynch.
Yeah.
It's funny because like it was one of my mutual friends' birthday. Quasi.
What up, Kay?
Yeah, and it was, and I remember like I didn't have anything for him, and he's like one of my good friends, so I was just like, man, I feel like I gotta get him something. So I went to Kmart because Walmart didn't exist at the time. I went to Kmart.
Shout out to Kmart.
And I went to the music section and found this tape. This tape had legit songs because it was a mix. It was like a mix of West Coast gangster rap. So you had Snoop, G-Thing, you had Dre Day, you had South Central Cartel, you had Brotha Lynch, you had everybody, and then like I heard that beep 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 Brotha Lynch at the very beginning. It had like a little pager, and I was like, "What is this?" And I heard him flow, and I was like, "Yo."
Don't be nice with it.
So and I was like, I told Quasi, I was like, "Hey man, let me borrow that tape. I gotta like double it. I gotta make another copy of it, right?" And he let me borrow it, and yeah, I had my Brotha Lynch and I listened to him like this had to be like '96, you know what I mean? And nobody else was, and I was like, yeah, I'm dark like that, like. And I think Brotha Lynch and 3 6 Mafia had a lot of influence over my dark.
Oh, 100%, man, 100%.
So Brotha Lynch, I do give him his props on that sense, man. He's been doing it forever, and he just came out with The Sickness too.
I did not know that.
2024. He just came out.
That. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's a good album, man.
I'm gonna check that out.
It's a good album.
I'm gonna check that out. You know, Brotha Lynch has kind of gotten around. You know, he's been doing he's back on his independent shit, but like he was on Strange Music.
Mm-hmm.
He was doing some shit with Tech Nine. That's one of the first times that I sat down and really checked for him, because I'm a big Tech Nine guy. I mess with Tech Nine.
Yeah, no, I like Tech Nine.
Yeah. But so what I'm saying is, like, you know, on Ever Ready, you know, I don't know, like Brotha Lynch opens up that record and kind of owns the record from the jump.
Yeah.
And I had heard the name Brotha Lynch and I had listened to Brotha Lynch, but I had never studied Brotha Lynch, right?
Yeah.
And so it took me several years later before I started really digging into the Brotha Lynch sound, because by that point, what was really funny about it is I was such a big head on things like Tech Nine, but like also like 3 6 Mafia and things like Bone Thugs and Harmony and Spice One I rocked with. You know, this dude and his work was right there in my Rolodex. And I'm telling you, if I sat down and listened to this album like front to back, I had like a copy of it in my CD collection, I would have studied this. I would have had this memorized.
Because like his flow,
the melodic stuff that he's doing, like
there's a song. Oops, sorry guys.
Yeah.
There's a song.
Technical difficulty.
There's a song that he does a little bit of like. I think somebody else does that type of thing, but he's like, I refuse to lose. Fucking 22s. I fucks with Brotha Lynch.
Yeah. He gets down with it, man. Did you saw the music video?
Yeah.
So that was it was the first music video by Brotha Lynch. It was shot in Sacramento, California at the Inharmonic Studios in 1995 on 16mm film. So it has that kind of look to it, right? Like Rest in Piss was the only video made from the legendary platinum album Season of the Sickness. It was released in 1995 on Black Market Records. The video is like, it's kind of a classic, you know what I mean? It makes me think of this 95.
You know, no, what it makes me think of, like, Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
It's my trick song.
It makes me think of like early Bone too, early 3-6, like that 95 look. I mean, it starts off with him. There's like a little kid. He's going up the stairway, right? And then boom, he sees a casket, and the little kid's like all shocked, right? Because boom, right there in the casket, Brotha Lynch open casket. He's just rapping in the casket, you know.
Yeah, I love it.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm a dead man walking. Yeah. He's seen with a straight jacket on in the hallways, public areas of Inharmonic Studios. Seen with crew rapping, shooting dice, sporting lokes, beanie caps, twisted braids, dickies, button up, blue and gray flannels. There's images of these gravestones peppered throughout the video, while a constant swap between like normal footage would like switch to that like light blue filter. And then there's like this flickering red and black one too that kind of gives him like a shadow effect, and it's almost looks like the red is like either like blood or boiling or fire or whatever. And it's a real 90s era video, very West Coast video, you know. It's real straight to the point, and you get that 6mm view.
It also kind of has the feel of Stone Garden.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
Like that whole era and time period, like that's the vibe.
You know, it was a dark time in hip hop, man. Like,
well, I mean, cats like Brotha Lynch brought this out to the woodworks, but like it popularized,
it really did. It really did. I mean, then we go into Necro, which is gigantic.
Yo, we'll talk about that on the next episode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like Necro's got shit.
But see, this is the thing. It's crazy because like, all right, I'll be completely honest with you here now. You know, I thought, you know, I'm blasphemy. The hip hop guys don't forgive me. But I thought that Brotha Lynch was original. Sorry guys, we had a little bit of technical difficulty there. We're back now. So we had a little, and it turned off and it turned back on, which is fine.
How long did it do that?
Like 2 seconds.
We back.
We
out here, y'all.
So I thought he was, you know, in Memphis, and I didn't think he was California at all.
Yeah, no, I straight up thought he was.
But then obviously he
Midwest camp.
But the way he dressed, the way he looked, I mean,
he looked like Dog Pound Gangsters, right? Like Menace to Society, right?
But I heard him before I saw him.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's what I'm saying. Me too.
So when I heard him, I thought he was like, because at the time I was like, you know, I mean, granted, like Bone and everybody, Midwest and everything, but like for me, it was like 3-6 Mafia in the South was really like that dirty, like horrorcore shit, you know. So I was just like, yeah, I feel like he's the South, but no, I'm completely wrong, you know. So like as time went by, I was like, he's from the West Coast. He's got such a unique sound. And in the comments, one of the guys, he's like, yeah, he produces stuff, does all this stuff by himself, so he has this
created this original piece of art
sound, right? And like from him, you know, I think the impact that he had on my life, as well as yours, is the fact that like we both had like that certain time in our phase of in our life where we were like
fascinated by this stuff,
like serial killers, movies, books,
all the horror stuff, like all the sci-fi thriller stuff, psychological thriller stuff.
Yeah, like we would delve into and we would have like conversations about it, like hardcore to like 3 a.m, like, you know, 4 a.m. It was, and all of our music kind of had this feel to it. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the music that we have together also had had this feel. You know, but even on our own separate like junks, like we were still doing it with this kind of like darkness. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Season of the Sickness really takes me back to a specific time.
Yeah.
You know, because
it's a relatable thing, and like I feel like maybe that's the fact that maybe that's why he didn't make it big, because it's like I don't know, but
we were really into artists.
It was relatable.
we were into artists that were into the darker stuff because we ourselves had dark thoughts.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
You know, and then instead of acting
walks in the morgue with the floor full of fog. Yeah, man, like that was my shit, man.
Yo, I'm saying, man, like I feel like instead of acting on those darker thoughts, you know, we released that, invented through, and coped with that through this music, right?
Frailty.
right. All of that stuff, though, right?
No, and that's, you know, We're exploring like a very like unknown subject, unless you're like a true hip hop head. The horrorcore sound, and what's interesting from here, you get people like Eminem,
who 100% has horrorcore elements. I mean, that's the whole Slim Shady character, right? Like,
and even Brotha Lynch was like, yeah, it'd be cool to have a song with Eminem. Like,
I think it would be dope to hear them together. I think that would be a dope.
I know you would.
I would have preferred to have heard it though, back when like Devil's Night, like earlier, like after he blew up, but like not where he is now. Where he is now, Brotha Lynch and him, it would still be really dope to see them together. But like, M Sound is just he as a human being is in a different place. But like that, when he was in like that peak Slim Shady shit and that D12 shit, like that would have been a cool time to hear. And Brotha Lynch was like, you know, on his EBK shit, you know, I think that would have been really dope. I want to talk a little bit about the lyrics, man. There's a couple of highlights for me.
Man, his flow.
It's all about the flow. So like these aren't like punchliney like hard bars like that. What's hard about it is how he delivers the message and also how he interacts with his own beats, right?
Yeah.
So I was a dead man walking. They say so every night. I hit the J, load the AK and post up in the window till come day, right? Like that whole like bouncy shit that he does in the beginning, just the opening joint. But then he's like, "Cause brother, it's EBK every day, all day till the day I die. I'm creeping through the set with a mini Mac 10 AR-15." Yo, shout out to the Kalashnikov right there, man.
Real interesting too. Whatchamacallit, Brotha Lynch, man, like making, because I make these beats for the background, right? So like I had to chop up his vocals, so I see how his main vocals are, and it's very like, I was a dead man. Well, and then there's like a pause.
Yeah, and then he'll get into the flip.
Yeah, and then
he'll slow it back down.
So it was like
choppy.
Yeah, it was kind of hard to do this little beat for
Beat is dope. I hope you're enjoying it. Are we listening to it right now? No, right now we're talking about it, so it should just be our voices.
Yeah.
I'll find out when we listen to it later.
Yeah.
But kicking it with the maniac, the brother that a maniac, mainly acts sicker than sick with Eclipse in progress. Put him on the ground with a brain full of all them 9 slugs. Then read him on the Reader's Digest. Oh my God! Then read him in the Reader's Digest.
I like that. The guts and guts and something in your stomach, like guts and nuts all over your stomach.
Yeah. His flow is so bouncy, but like it's also like it's just dark, man.
It's really dark.
This is dark,
real dark.
And then obviously like that melodic hook. It's like, that gangster rappy hook. The whole rest in piss roll call at the outro where he's just like naming off all these people who need that he thinks needs to die. Yeah. All them hoes.
All the hoes.
You know who you are. Rest in piss.
Yeah. It's a great song.
It's dude. I mean, call me Agent 00 Deuce 4 Black. See that, and that reminds me of some Bone shit too. Like,
it's some Bone, some Naughty by Nature.
Yeah, right. Oh yeah, for real.
Yeah, like
I got that 9 milli Glock. I'm ready to put one in your cock.
And this is the whole thing about West Coast and cock.
Yeah, that was the time. That was the time.
So we were saying this because a lot of West Coast rap says the word cock, but it's I guess an alternative to pussy. So when the East Coasters hear a lot of cock sound words in the we're like, what?
And in the same vein, they'll still be like cocksucker, suck my cock. But they woke up that morning to like
she gave up the cock.
Yeah. Then they woke up and like was like looking for some new cock. Yeah. Woke up out of the morning with some bomb ass cock. Like I had the best cock last night. Bruh, like, and then suck my cock.
We're getting diddled.
Oh my God! Every fucking episode, this is it.
Yeah, from here on out.
No, man, we deserve it. Man, this is me and Mariah. It was the best one.
Good call.
Yo, they're not a liar. But
he knew what was up. Old Dirty knew what was up.
He knew what was up.
For the kids, for the babies.
Do it for the babies, man.
He went up on the stage and was like, "Sorry, Puff, out of my way."
Fucking shit. Yo, listen, guys. We are plowing through the episode today. We had a kind of an in-depth, like a deep combo, man. Like some heavy shit, but like we want to. Still give our praises and props to the almighty Brotha Lynch, and so we're gonna play some games, man. I want to play a couple of games. It's gonna be slightly different in the sense that independent artists, man. So it's not like they got like a list of singles and stuff like that. So aside from Rest in Piss, what other record is your favorite by Brotha Lynch and why? So not from this album.
Yeah. Well, that I Refuse to Lose. I like that one a lot. And then I was listening to another one earlier in the car. But there is another song on this album that I really like.
We'll talk about that in the next part of the game, man. We'll get to
I would go to I Refuse to Lose. I can't remember, guys. Maybe you can help me out. But there's a song where like the beat is James Bond. Do like that do.
Oh, word, yeah.
Do like whatever. he flows on that, but I want to say that's his like third or fourth album. So,
I love it when people use that beat, man. 3-6, Endo G. He did a posse cut on that.
That yeah,
it's so dope.
It's tight.
The way they did it, I think they used the the Nintendo 64 watch, like the mellow, like with the bells.
Yeah,
shit is hot, yeah. But anyway, like so dude, I don't know, man. I mean, I know it's a collaborative song, but that Ever Ready joint really sticks with me. Welcome to My World.
Okay.
I'm from the West Division, like, dude.
I mean, that's a great song, man.
And the way I know that beat and that hook, and the kids singing "Welcome to My World." And Brotha Lynch really just like he really stole the show on that, and he opens it. So like it was like, it almost like it's kind of weird because it's a Tech Nine record, but like it's like the verses diminished like in order. Like the Limo was dope. I like his flow is butter, and the way he does like some of these deeper conversation things. But then like Tech Nine's joint, I don't know. I was just like, man, I wish Brotha Lynch hung on another verse.
I feel like I think the main thing that was like what got me again, it's his flow.
His flow is so sick.
Like and Tech Nine has a flow. Don't get me wrong.
You got a lot of it.
But in this one, he didn't come correct with it.
He didn't come with it the way the Limo or Lynch did.
No, not at all. And brother, like, I mean,
it was just I don't know. I think he just stood out from me.
I'm just happy that like now, after all this time, he is getting recognized.
He's like one of the most sought after featured artists, man. He's got some 50 feature records out there, and
I
artists, all the artists.
Mad love to him because of that. Son. Like, I mean, he's been at it, man. He's a soldier. He hasn't stopped. He did say when he was gonna create his own record label, right? Like he had stopped for a couple of years making music, trying to come up with just a name. Just the name of the record label.
And then he's like, "Well, Sick made words." I mean, that was my first. That went well.
It's a great record, right? But like, no, but think about it though. Like there's a whole thing with Sick, SICC.
It just doesn't.
Even like his boys, like. The ones in jail or whatever, like they have a lot of the SICC.
Well, I mean, Crip.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. That's true.
But honestly, back then, I didn't understand gang language like that, right? I didn't understand that, Compton was Bompton if you were blood.
Yeah.
I didn't know all that. And so, like, instead of using the K, they use the extra C, because if you can emphasize the C's,
but
that.
I mean, it's just like a lot. They say it a lot, like throughout like the whole thing. You know what I mean? Like, and I think they're different albums. Like it's like a.
And so I started writing Sick like that, like back in high school, right? Like when I was writing my own raps and stuff, I'd write it SICC, not realizing that I was necessarily speaking on the behalf of gang culture. It was more twisted.
No, I feel you.
You know what I mean? It was like it took the word sick and made sick sicker.
I feel you.
You know what I mean?
Real quick too, just to keep in perspective here, like we're talking about Brotha Lynch being all dog, right? Interviewed, and quoted.
Yeah.
Here we go. Brotha Lynch.
Happy Halloween, y'all.
Brotha Lynch, would you eat human flesh? Yeah, I'd eat human flesh. 100% I would, with seasoning. So you're telling me that like if there was somebody had a human burger over there, you would be going out there checking out? He's like, hell yeah, I would. That's Brotha Lynch for you, man. There's a lot of
sick fucking guy.
There's a lot of cannibalistic.
He does do a lot of cannibalistic.
A lot of it, and there's
Think about my references, right?
No. Like, let me tell you a little tidbit here. All right. So like, so basically, there's a song where like, it's not Brotha Lynch but it's that other guy. And it just shows you how sick the whole fucking thing is. Where he had allegedly raped his daughter, he was in the room, and that was the album cover. In that room, and the album, the name of the album was like if These Walls Could Talk.
Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, man.
Bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so Brotha Lynch hung with some heads, man, that I'd be scared to hang out with, man. Like honestly, like.
No, I mean a lot of my favorite artists I would never want to kick it with. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, I appreciate the art and I take that and I run with it, but like, yo, like for real, a lot of them are terrifying people.
And there's this one song.
But I mean,
there's this one song that Brotha Lynch has a video for, where he has a girl tied up, right?
Yeah.
And he's like,
God,
he in the video, he kills her and whatever, like stab, but doesn't kill her right then. Like takes flesh off and like eats it.
Oh, what the fuck?
This is in the video, so like cannibalistic. You know, this is.
he was out there.
He was out there, man.
Very, very shocking. And listen, man, I mean, when we're talking about the whole horrorcore genre, that's the idea. It's to shock and terrify you, and that's the persona, man. That's his character.
I mean,
man.
You know, it's.
How could he say no? How could he say no to that question?
Yeah.
He's Brotha Lynch, he's rapping about
cannibalism. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
How could he say no?
It's like I had this conversation with Sir Prof too, because he was like, well, like, we're talking about the character one builds, right?
Yeah.
In the rap persona, right? So like, Kalashnikov Red is a certain persona.
Yeah.
Johnny Warbucks is a certain
100%.
So Prof is a certain persona.
100%.
Are we that consistently, constantly in our lifetime?
Those people,
no, but those people are
us.
Are us.
1,000%.
Yeah. So
1,000%, man.
That's what it is, man. You know.
Yeah.
You got to differentiate the line, man. I don't know. It's a good episode. Some just stuff to think about.
There's a lot to think about.
Because as rap now is starting to become like this, associated with a lot of killing recently, like courts are starting to look at lyrics. You know what I mean? Like what we were talking about a minute ago.
Is it the stain on human society and culture, right?
Like starting to become look
it's,
at. Yeah. Like
again, I am a freedom of speech guy, and I am also a fanatic for art of your own vein and story. And a lot of that stuff is going to shock and awe, and it's going to leave you like feeling uncomfortable.
But that's art.
But that's the point
of it.
Art. Because we all get uncomfortable sometimes in our lives, right? But this like takes us to that point, and maybe that's the thing, is that it, desensitizes us from these things.
But what I find really interesting is you have two different perspectives, two different extremes. You have Brotha Lynch, who raps about what he raps about, and his crew raps about what they rap about, and then you have. That's the art, and this is the person. Are they that person? Some of them maybe. Some of them
seems
maybe
like
not,
it,
right? Brotha Lynch, I think he's more like just that persona, and then Brotha Lynch, right?
He had a gang life background,
right, but it's still
he hung out with some dark, twisted people.
But then now you have beautiful artwork by a monster, which is Hitler.
Yeah, right.
So you have the two different.
That's crazy.
You have two different this guy may or may not be that way.
And listen, I think when this. Episodes like this, period, right? Like an artist like Brotha Lynch, period. What are you willing to take? What are you willing to stomach? What are you willing to tolerate? What is entertaining just for the shock of it? Look, this isn't everybody. All the horrorcore stuff is not going to be everybody's cup of tea, right? It's just the way it is.
It's funny because like I myself, and I don't consider myself horrorcore, but I have a lot of horrorcore songs, but I can't listen to it. Just a lot of horror.
Well, I can't listen to it nonstop. I mean, I think it's popcorn movies, right? Like you can only watch so many of them before your brain starts to melt, and you need to be stimulated in other ways, right? I mean, and I think that's the beauty of hip hop, is that we have something for everybody, for every gamut, and every walk, and every time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we should ever 100% go one direction in anything, because an extremist is a terrifying thing, no matter what the fuck it is. In my opinion, personally.
You're right.
You know what I mean?
Whatever.
No matter what direction that goes, the extremist is a terrifying thing, because that person in that thing is only going one direction.
He's willing to kill for that thing.
Yeah, willing to die for that thing. Yeah. And at the same time, and spread that. Like sometimes by force.
Yeah. Which is the way it should be done. No way it should be. What are we gonna do tomorrow? We're gonna try to conquer the world tomorrow.
We're gonna try to take over the world. We're gonna try to take over the world, boys. Let's try to wrap the games up real quick. We're gonna just spitfire through the deep cuts. Aside from the songs that garner chart positions and/or music videos, or not, with the sake of Brotha Lynch, what are your favorite record? What is your favorite record off of Season of the Sickness? I got Sick Maid, Return of the Baby, Milk to the Brain, Liquor Sick, That's Real Gangsta Deep Down, Dead Man Walking, Season of the Sickness, Welcome to Your Own Death, Real Oaks, and Hell with the Devil.
Season of the Sickness is
Season of the Sickness is really dope, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
Welcome to your own death. I don't know, dog. Welcome to your own death. It's dark, man.
I mean, a lot of
the whole album is like,
a lot of these songs are dark, but I mean, okay, I will say this, okay, beat wise, it's okay, you know, like, there's some that are just like really good, and there's some where just like, all right, yeah, and then
there's a little bit of a repetitiveness to this.
Yeah, but it's not bad.
I mean, if it's solid,
it's
solid throughout no matter what.
Yeah. So
Welcome to Your Own Death is my joint.
Just putting it out there for the people who are going to listen to this.
Yeah, please do though, man.
It's in a way.
It's an entertaining, and it's a fast hour.
It's an avant-garde project. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a little bit on the fringes, but it's worth the listen to because like Brotha Lynch puts you in it puts you in a trance, man. That's why I like Brotha Lynch and I like 3-6. Both of them put you in that kind of like.
I know what you mean, man. Particularly when it was like almost like 666 Mafia.
Yeah,
stuff,
back in
like
the day.
early 3-6. Like there was a lot of that. Like that's hypnotized
and
minds. That's the whole idea.
Repetitive, like in the subliminal, like
Bone Thugs with the Ouija boards. Like
yeah.
I mean, like all of that stuff was designed to kind of put you in this headspace, right? Like,
you know, and
it wasn't satirical like the way Grave Diggers was like, or Bushwick Bill was, right?
Bushwick was crazy.
And it wasn't like, and honestly, like, I mean, granted, we're given the credit of this horrorcore thing to Brotha Lynch. It's not to say that this genre wasn't teased or like dabbled in.
Yeah.
Like Dana Dane's Nightmares.
Yeah, that's true.
DJ Jazzy Jeff Fresh Prince, Nightmare on My Street.
Even in the Latin community, Nico C, the guy I mentioned before, he has Viernes 13, which is probably 13. You know, so it that's why I feel like no matter where you are, what type of human you are, why is it that everybody likes serial killer movies?
Why do a lot of soccer moms sit home and watch the true crime stuff?
I got my wine, my true crime is my serial killer book. Why is it such a big thing?
Because it's fascinating and it's terrifying.
So now you can't.
And it's disgusting. It's one of those. It's shocking, so you can't look away from it.
If we can watch Dahmer, that's a great show and great movie series or whatever. Then give Brotha Lynch on.
At least you're celebrating and idolizing or whatever. A fictional character, right? Like I mean, Brotha Lynch hung real dude. Like real shit.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff he's talking about is his shit. But Dahmer is a psychopath.
Well, it's the philosophy of natural born killers. You know, and that's another movie. If you guys like this type of music,
I do like that.
Watch Natural Born Killers.
Because there's another art.
Yes.
That is art, and it's and it's a message.
So much art.
Message.
So much art.
Yeah.
Message.
All right, so real quick, we're gonna do some verses, and we're gonna try to get up out of here. We're going to pit songs or concepts against one another, declaring one better over the other. So we're going to start off with some Sacramento rappers, okay? I got Sibo, all right? Gift the Gab, that's from Black Alicious, R.I.P. to Gift the Gab. T Nutty and X-Rated.
Ooh. Wait, say them again?
Sibo.
Okay.
I like Sibo.
I like Sibo.
Gift the Gab. I love Gift the Gab. We got T Nutty. I haven't studied as much.
I go
X-Rated. Sibo's the
man,
right?
Yeah.
Sibo's the man, and he's also like more tight into this camp.
Yeah.
It's not even the horrorcore shit. I'm gonna do Gift of Gab. This is.
He loves him. What are you gonna do?
Blazing Arrow.
Here's a small fit. Nobody knows that.
Lyrical acrobatics.
I mean, they're all there.
Alphabet acrobatics.
Yeah, it's all there.
Dude, it's all there. It's all there in the 50s. How about some horrorcore pioneers? We're gonna do some Gangsta Nip versus Grave Diggers versus Bushwick Bill versus 3-6 Mafia versus East Sham versus Necro.
Damn, son.
These are like all they're all gonna be gone except for one. The rest of them have to be put to death.
You're fucking extremes. All right. Okay. Look, I can't.
Yeah, it's hard. This one in particular is really tough because,
man. Okay.
I think that you and I will probably easily agree that because we're just not as deep into the books with them. but like Gangsta Nip and Isham are probably out of this. But we're talking about Gravediggers, Bushwick Bill, 3-6 Mafia, and
That's where I'm stuck. Oh my god. Okay.
Can you declare a best out of that?
I will go.
Because I love them all for different
reasons. I will
reasons.
go with the one I listen to the most.
Okay, that's fair enough. Okay. I think I know what you're gonna say, but let me hear it.
It's still hard because it's two now. But between those two, I have to say I go with Bushwick.
I knew you were gonna say Bushwick.
I go. Rest in peace, Bushwick.
R.I.P. man. Chucky.
I go with Bushwick, man. Like
he was horrorcore to the core though.
He was to a point where it's a cartoony. To a point.
Well, satirical Gravediggers was like that.
But I feel like he went to the. He
really went there.
Yeah,
he really went there.
He's like 7,000
down to like how he was like dressed at
performances. Yeah, like everything with
the big giant Chucky doll and the mask
and the machete, like. Yeah, man, he was like
wild, bro.
You know what I mean?
Unique in every way.
Yeah, I mean, because I listened to Bushwick, more, but at 3-6 Mafia.
I was gonna say, like I mean, because
right
that's like my genesis,
it's
right?
Right there, like
as much Bone as I was listening to, I was listening to 3-6.
My genesis is Ghetto Boys.
I know. So it's like you can't allow those to go.
Even when I'm like, when I credit my dark side to Brotha Lynch, Ghetto Boys, and 3-6. It's like I can't. Like,
and then Gravediggers is just an important one for us too. I think personally,
suicide. It's just suicide, man. That's RZA and all of those cats, man. To this day, I was just like listening to that album, and I went all the way down to the very last album. Because I for a long time, that Gravediggers was my shit.
Gravediggers go hard, man.
That was the time of CDs when I had my fucking car.
I think that was RZA at his peak.
Yes.
Like style-wise and everything, man.
Yes, I think so too. I mean, yeah, and it's just interesting because you would never think RZA's like horrorcore.
No, man, like he even said, it was like we had an idea and we pitched it and we were like, let's just give it a shot, see what happens.
So I do give him that.
You know what I'm saying, man?
And by the way, LeBron, he memorized Brotha Lynch Hun's verse on this song.
I remember hearing that in in an interview.
Yeah, but he was like, damn.
Yeah, he was like, that's dope. Yeah. How about some adjacent artists from that area and sound? We got Spice One versus Twisted Insane. Probably don't know as much about him, but he's on
Insane.
Twisted Insane. Tech 9, MC8, Mac Dre. That's a hodgepodge. Potpourri of rappers.
MC8 was like one of my head guys, man. But I really go for Spice One.
Spice One, man.
Spice One.
I think out of all of them, he's probably like my most important one. Yeah. But like Tech 9's the guy I listen to the most.
Yeah. See, no, for me, I listen to Spice One.
But in this, if we're gonna give it for the season, 'tis the season.
Yeah.
Spice One. Right?
No, Spice One. I mean, MC8. I love MC8 like a motherfucker, but like, I feel like he's more like.
Haven't you heard about Killer?
Yeah, man. No. MC8's a little bit more.
That song goes so fucking hard. I'm gonna listen to that.
Yeah, now I gotta.
Yeah, when we get on our break.
Yeah, it's
chicka. Like I don't know. Like we gotta do an episode about that.
Man, Spice One, man.
Motherfucking murder.
Like I love his like reggae. Like
walking boy.
Yeah,
like
man, I fucks with it.
Yo, everything about Spice.
It's crazy because like when I was a kid, remember I told you that I had this tape that had fucking Spice Girls were
of course on it.
And I heard both of them. I was like, this is amazing. But as I got older, from both of them, I was like, they are amazing.
Dude, they stand on their own 10 toes with their shit. Dude.
Nobody on the West Coast has Spice One or Brotha Lynch on that kind of like
that bouncy, violent, shocking, but fucking cool.
But I do like the slow ones too, like Richie Rich.
MC8. I do like Richie Rich though.
I love Richie Rich. I like.
He's so fucking cool.
I like Sugar. I like all
Sugar Free is like fucking dope.
Yeah, man.
Dude, I saw this video of him doing a freestyle with the beat,
the pen,
and I'm like, I can't do that. I
can't do both.
My brain, like, people are like, how do you come up with your freestyles? You're like 5 bars, 10 bars ahead.
Not like that.
But with this going on,
you got this.
Let me even just do like a boom,
yeah,
boom, bop, boom, boom, bop,
this is the
while
snare,
I'm trying to rap.
and this is like the bass and the
But he had like a band.
So he was like a pencil fist, quarter fist, and then just flowing
sick with it.
Oh my god, different timings. You know
I was like,
the
dude is nasty with it.
Yeah, man, I fucked with
nasty.
it.
No. That video alone, I'll always fuck with Sugar.
It always looks like he's in prison.
Fucking cool as shit, dude. He's like the coolest fucking rapper, and he's got like all of his homies.
It's either prison or it's like our high school.
like in the
cafeteria.
At the cafeteria.
That's what it was.
Hell yeah, dog. Yo, man, yeah, shout out to Sugar Free, dog. Listen, guys, we are past our time, so I'm going to give us our final words, man.
All right, man. Yeah,
it's time to be up out of here. We out of here?
Yeah, no, we are, man. But definitely check out all our streaming sites, all the YouTubes. Check out, Rappers Corner. Check out Remember the Record. Check out Johnny Warbucks, Blishnikov Red. Just check out everything, motherfuckers. We do this for you. We love you guys. We love your inputs. We love your suggestions. We love your comments. You know what I mean? And for those fans that are always down, man, we got your back no matter what, man. So,
one love and respect to everybody who's been following us from day one. Everyone who's been rocking with us with the comments and shit. Yeah, this is it, man. This is the month. Right now, you should be listening to Brotha Lynch. Yes. Turn this show off.
And listen to every day, all day, to the day I die.
Throw that rest and piss on, man. The whole season of it is the season of the sickness right now.
Yeah, man.
We hope that you guys are safe and have fun out there. But let your freak flag fly now, bro. Enjoy your October.
Yeah, man. We got parties going to.
Yeah.
We got stuff we got to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We got to get up out of here, man. The time's up, bro. So hey, next time, and get ready for it. Necro. We're gonna do Necro, right? We're gonna do something.
Yep.
Yeah. We'll see you at the next one. What?
Yes.
Peace. All right. What happened?
I was a dead man. Thoughts of death cloud my mind. It's EBK every day, all day, to the day I die. In the trunk in a black beanie disguised. The nigga that you can't see just cause of them blocks still up over my eyes.